Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason and K Cosmic here from the Division Z podcast, episode 57. I did that intro really weirdly.
You
I
d-
don't know what I like. My
A
brain,
spike of
my brain,
inspiration,
like
perhaps.
my brain combined like me doing a video and then the podcast intro, and that was really weird. But welcome to episode 57 of the Division Z
Welcome.
podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
All intro flubbing aside, man. Well, we have some very interesting things
We
going around the
do.
zombies community this week.
Some very
First
exciting
things
things.
first, we have a brand new custom zombies map that was made by some of the best, honestly, best mappers in the custom community. Nightmare, which is a really good map. We also have COD Mobile Zombies and
And
how
whatever's going
people
on
react to
there.
that. Whatever's happening there. I'm not entirely sure what's happening there. And then, well, I guess season 4 is slowly coming to an end, and I guess we could look forward to season 5 pretty soon. So,
Yeah.
man, have you seen what's going on with Nightmare?
I have, and it looks like Resident Evil, Outlast. It's weird,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't even look like zombies. Like, if you told me it
Does
was a Black Ops 3 custom map, you wouldn't believe it because of how nice it looked.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely a really nice looking map. And playing through the map yesterday, it's honestly not that long of an Easter egg to complete either.
Hmm.
So I had a really fun time.
I
I
think
genuinely had a really fun time with the map because it's different.
Yeah, I will say, I haven't had a chance to play it. I'm gonna play it this week coming up, when I get a moment. But I think this map is one of the maps where it's about the experience. It's not about the replay value. It's not about
Yes.
going back over and over. It's about playing it once and then you see what
Yes.
COD Zombies could be if it had that push in that direction. Which
You're not
honestly,
wrong.
I have nothing but respect for. Again, the game looks incredible. I've seen it at max graphics, and again, it's just weird how a game from 2015, 16, 2016,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
could still
Dude,
hold up
all the way.
graphically in today's age.
It's crazy
Yeah,
what the mappers can create, you know? The zombies community is really creative,
yeah,
and it really boils down to, at the end of the day, yeah, their creativity and what they can do with assets from not just Black Ops 3, but all the other custom, not all the other customs, but from all the
yeah,
other Call of Duty titles out there. And I'm told that there's a lot of other secrets on the map too, which I might actually go through and try to discover some
yeah.
secrets, whether it be on stream or off stream. I don't really know, but I want to go find some secrets because this is
I have
definitely the
seen,
type of map to do that.
there is a Pennywise reference. You can see him in
Ah, yes,
yeah, you can see him in one of the doorways holding his balloon, and I have to say,
yes.
overall, just again, great work, guys. Like that map looks astonishing. And again, you know, a custom map is good when you can't even tell it's like zombies. You know, it looks like Resident Evil
Uh-huh.
7, Resident Evil 8, maybe not so much, but you know what I mean. It looks like a completely different
Yeah.
genre of game.
And you know what's great about that too is I mentioned that on my stream the other day. Like it feels like a Resident Evil game. It feels like a like a Outlast or a
Yeah,
Last of Us type of a game. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's very unique, and I think the what because it doesn't feel like zombies is what makes it good.
yeah, exactly.
Because it
Because
doesn't feel like zombies, that makes it
yeah,
good, and that's the kind of innovation we need to see from studios moving forward with Call of Duty. So,
yeah,
man,
exactly. Because
big props, big props.
exactly, and I think looking at this, it's weird. You see in the comments, it's funny how was it 3 or 4 people? I think it was 3. Was it? I think it was the 3.
It was a group of 3 people, yeah.
3 people, yeah. It's funny how 3 people can make a map that has a better experience than current zombie maps. Now, don't get me wrong. Like you said, the experience is like a very limited experience. You play it once, sort of thing, and
And it's totally different.
it's totally different as well. Yeah, but they can provide such a unique experience that I don't think Treyarch will ever be allowed to provide because Activision. For some reason, they don't give them the team the right assets, the
Yeah,
right
no, I mean,
the staff. They don't really get the support they need to make zombies to that next level. It's unfortunate.
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, man. It's the thing is too, and I think we talked about this before in a previous episode. The
Yeah,
zombies team at Treyarch is a very passionate group of people that
yeah,
they put their heart and soul into what they're working on.
absolutely.
But then you have on the other side Activision not really seeing the full potential of zombies for the
Hmm.
most part.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of it might sound disparaging, but at the same time, it's just Activision not really caring as much about the zombie side of things.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the thing is that
but
that all comes down to the numbers in business, which you can completely
right,
understand and respect. Like if more people are playing multiplayer, more people are playing multiplayer. But I think for the first
right,
time, I think for the first time in a while, is kind of multiplayer and zombies are in the exact same boat in terms of Warzone is
kind of.
taking main priority.
Yeah, because yeah, exactly. Warzone is the main priority or the main priority of Activision's for Call of Duty for
Yeah.
now, and it just things. I guess things happen, unfortunately, but I mean the thing is about Nightmare compared to just normal Treyarch zombies is the fact that because it's such a different
Yeah.
experience. I almost think it's incomparable in many
Absolutely. Yeah,
ways.
I agree with that. Yeah, because it's so different. Again, the game, the fact that it doesn't feel like zombies in a way you
Mhm.
can't really compare it because they're two completely separate things. If you get what I
Yeah,
mean.
because dude, you load into the game, and for those of you who don't know, like you load into the game, you have no points, there's no round counter, there's no wall buys, there's no perks. It's just straight up go into the building with the facility, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You find weapons in duffel bags, you find little parts and items to help you around the map, and it's a very story and quest oriented map, which I think is really really cool. Um, and then also the voice acting from other members of the zombies community in there too, like Zoe and Glitching Queen. Like I think that's really cool
Hmm.
that those people are part of the map as well. And I'm terribly sorry I forgot the name of the third person who did the voice acting. Chat, you're gonna have to remind me of who the third person is because I don't remember the name. I'm gonna be totally honest, but they all did a good job. Everybody did a good
Absolutely. Yeah.
job with the voice acting in the map, I think.
Yeah. No, I can. Like again, I haven't seen it. Obviously, I've watched the trailer. I've heard all the audio from that. I think it's again, it's hard to compare to normal zombies, but the product that which is free to everyone, by the way, because it's a custom
Hmm.
app, obviously. The product that you're
Yeah.
getting is so good for the team they had for it. And again, it's just props, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny because obviously we're talking about Nightmare,
Oh,
obviously.
Rochelle May. Rochelle
There you
May is
go.
the name of the other person. Okay, thank you, chat. Much appreciated.
There we go. So we're talking about Nightmare, which was also a custom map made by the free people, right? And then kind of transitioning onto our next topic, you have an actual game studio. Who makes COD Mobile? I can't remember the actual game.
I don't remember to be
Is it
honest,
it's
because
not it's
I
not
don't play COD
it's not
Mobile.
Beanox, is it? The ones that made no those are working on Black Ops Cold War and stuff. I'm pretty sure right now. But no, so
Let's see.
find it out. Yeah.
Teamy Studio Group and Proxima Beta.
Okay, well there you go. We're never going to remember the names, so let's get that out there right now. Uh, so
Or my chat is also saying Tencent.
10 cent.
Tencent also
Okay,
works on it.
10 cent. That's something that's going to be easier to remember. Um, I think obviously we all know COD Mobile Zombies was it was a weird time when it came out, roughly like a year and a bit ago. We were all kind of hyped
Hmm.
because we didn't know what to expect, and then we got the product, and it was
Yeah.
absolutely fine. It brought a lot of interesting things to the table, but it was limited by one factor, and that is the fact that it's on a mobile device. Believe it or not, this little iPhone isn't as strong as a console or a computer. So
Shocking.
shocking, I know exactly. So in return, you're going to be getting a less quality product, which is completely understandable. And when anyone goes into COD Mobile, they should be expecting that. Well,
Right.
what they've done is that they've brought COD Mobile Zombies back. Technically, I don't think they've actually brought zombie maps back. It's just the new game mode they've brought along, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I only saw a little bit of footage of it. Like I made a couple of videos
Yeah,
reacting to some of the new information because I thought it was kind of interesting. But
it's
then
cool.
after seeing some of the gameplay for myself, because I was thinking, oh, maybe I should get an emulator and try it out. But then after seeing a little bit of the gameplay for myself, I just kind of went, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I just something just doesn't feel right. I
Here's the
know
thing.
other people in the zombies community like Greg he was saying on Twitter how it was just a terrible experience
Here,
because of the mobile phone mechanics and
yeah,
everything is clunky.
absolutely. Here's the thing, right? I will admit, seeing our Primus boys again was very good, and I think that's the best
That is cool.
part of it all. It's the trailer that
Mhm.
when Richtofen's like, "Hey, stranger, let's make a deal." That
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
that was
I
like
agree. That is a pretty cool
when like
moment.
not last gen Richtofen, but you know, kind of like in the middle. You got last gen Richtofen, and you got like current gen Richtofen, which looks nice and crisp, and then you got the COD
He's
Mobile
just mobile
Richtofen. Yeah,
Richtofen.
in the
Exactly.
middle where it doesn't look bad, but his eyes look odd. Like, let's make a deal. But
He
it's the
looks like he doesn't have a soul.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, that maybe not because of the storyline and the souls and the summoning kit. Maybe he doesn't actually have a soul. Who the fuck knows?
Who knows?
Because
But I think going into it, perhaps they thought, right, if we get Primus back in this, everyone's gonna be absolutely hyped. Everyone loves Primus, but we don't want to bring them to Cold War because that ruins the whole story narrative. And we're essentially they'd be doing what they said they wouldn't do by bringing them back.
yeah,
So they're
yeah.
like, okay, let's bring them to COD Mobile. That's a good in the middle. And obviously, it wasn't really a good in the middle because the game isn't as good as I think people would have liked it to
The
be.
thing that's really interesting to me
Mhm.
too about it is they gave an explanation as to why Takio isn't like an actual character in it too.
And why is
Because like,
that?
okay, he like he's there, right? Like he's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
trailer, but I mean, he obviously like Takio's like injured
Yeah,
or
you can see
something.
him
He's
on the
like
ground. Yeah,
unconscious, right?
yeah,
So it's like that's
absolutely.
the explanation as to why Takio isn't talking. Like he's unconscious
Oh
over
yeah, he's
here.
unconscious. Don't
Which
worry about him.
I mean, that's like
That's an excuse, isn't it?
I'm glad they addressed that though, just because
Yeah.
people would probably ask, "Hey, where the fuck is Takio?" For people who aren't aware
Where?
or just are not up to date with it. But it's I don't know. It's just something weird about it in the first place.
Well, the fact.
That it's
I
like,
mean,
oh yeah, by
here.
the way, Takio's just kind of unconscious over there.
Yeah, obviously, because we know that his voice actor unfortunately, really
Right.
badly, had a stroke, and that's kind of
Yeah.
hindered him doing voice acting for the
I mean, I
moment,
guess I guess they kind of had no point, had no choice to actually, but then to actually make him unconscious, or
or something, just
I
to
don't
get,
know.
or if you just see him walking about, without really, it's like the Blood of the Dead intro, and
Yeah,
there's points where like they're just not talking, like
yeah,
Nikolai's just like,
yeah, exactly.
like that, but I mean,
Or like the entire Dead of the Night opening cutscene.
where they're just like,
Dude, like like a part of me still wants to believe that they forgot to record voice lines or just they
for
didn't
the
have it
intro.
left in the budget to record voice lines for the Dead of the Night intro cutscene. A
What
part of me
an
wants to believe that,
what an
but then the other
awkward
part of me wants to believe it was intentional.
what an awkward introduction to their main new story. And it's
And to the celebrity map, by
oh
the
yeah, no,
way.
absolutely. You'd want to get their
Like,
voices in for the actual because that was the trailer as well. They didn't actually have a trailer for it, did they? Or they did, and they released it on the same
no, I
day or
mean they
something.
had no, they just had they had the opening and they had the whole operation video where it's like, oh yeah, Operation Absolute Zero, I think it came out,
Yeah,
right? It was like, oh yeah, the operation. And then they had the mystery music video, which
it was
honestly the
really
mystery
good.
music video is cool. Like
It's
that's one of the
good, yeah,
coolest parts about like Dead of the Night
yeah.
as a collective experience.
Hmm.
um but still I still forever stand by the fact that the vampires basically almost ruined it for me.
I mean,
uh
in a way, they're kind of like denizens, aren't they?
Yeah,
The
but
ones that attached
if
onto you.
denizens spawned in like 10 at a time.
Well, yeah, there you go. I think Dead of the Night is one of the maps where you're set to like camp in a corner, and that's the because I think God, Black Ops 4
I
again.
mean,
God damn it.
you got the shield strategy, right? I mean, you can
Yeah,
camp in the corner at
I think
the buildable.
I think Black Ops 4 is biggest problem, and I think Cold War kind of doesn't have its problems as badly because it doesn't have a rocket launcher that you can get to around a million with. But I think Black Ops 4's main problem is that the heal and salvo exists and PhD slider exists and you can sit in a corner and do that for as
I
long as you
mean,
like. Essentially,
I,
that's the biggest
but
problem
that's
with the
the thing,
game, I
right?
think.
Like I mean, you could see that as a problem, right? And I see it as a bit of a problem too, just because,
Yeah,
oh, why do this
yeah.
when you could do that? But at the same time, you could also just not use it
Oh
too.
yeah, no,
I mean, that's the
absolutely,
other thing, right?
absolutely no. And the
And
thing
I
is,
know a lot of people because it's the same argument with the gobblegums, right?
yeah,
The gobblegums, oh, the gobblegum machine in the Chronicles maps. I remember that when people were like, oh, that's just gonna ruin the whole thing. And then, well, I mean, I guess you don't have to use the gobblegum. Like people, you don't have to use perks. You don't have to turn on the power like my crazy ass on Mauer Toten. You don't have to turn the
you
power
don't have to
on.
turn it on.
Uh,
It's not essential.
but I mean, I know that's kind of like a really shitty argument to be
Yeah.
like, oh,
Well,
just
no.
don't use it then,
Well, no,
right?
it's not. It's not a
Because
bad argument. It's
you
completely
would want to
valid.
experience high rounds and you want to experience the game to its fullest extent. But there are weapons out there that can help you out that isn't the Helion Salvo. Like the Hades, I think is a good weapon.
Yeah.
Tiger Shark, the Strife. They're
Here,
good wonder weapons. Like I even as much as I don't like Voyage of Despair, I still like the Kraken.
yeah, it's a cool weapon. I think with that, gobblegums and things being unbalanced, and oh, Helium Salve was broken. You shouldn't do that. Things. I think it comes to the fact that we should have separate playlists or leaderboards even for certain things. So I think with Black Ops 3 and 4, my biggest
Hmm.
gripe with the game was that we didn't have in the actual game. I know the game I know the leaderboards in Black Ops 3 and 4 are broken anyway. They're always like around like
Oh,
900
they're all
million when we
hacked and
yeah,
glitched
exactly
and
right.
shit too.
But for your kind of realm of reality where it's just like you and you're looking at your friends and comparing them and they wouldn't cheat, right? I think
Hmm.
I think the biggest problem is that we didn't have a elixir or non-elixir category, or even just the normal gobblegums. I think
I
that,
mean, that's kind of the role that ZWR plays,
yeah,
though,
absolutely,
because
no, no, no,
they
absolutely,
have those categories.
absolutely. And I think that's a good thing, but I think it'd be cool if they would integrate that kind of into, because we haven't had leaderboards in actually thinking about it now. We didn't have leaderboards in Black Ops 4 or real leaderboards,
Hmm.
didn't we? So it's even the point where
I
we actually
mean,
don't have leaderboards in the game
I,
because we
I
kind of
know a lot
do.
of people. I know a lot of people are upset about no leaderboards. Like, now, don't get me wrong. I don't like that there aren't any
Yeah,
leaderboards
but
either.
I'm not
But
gonna cry over it
yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna cry over it.
because
But at the same time, it'd be nice to have. It'd be nice to kind of check it out.
yeah,
But
it's kind of like
it's because to me, that's where like I go to Zombies World Records or I
yeah,
go to another leaderboard website like speedrun.com. I'll go to a website like that if I want to go find a particular record because I know more people in the community will
use that.
flock to websites like that and use things like that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of the same thing. Actually, is it really the same thing? I'm kind of second guessing my thought that I was just about to
What
say
was it?
because
Say it.
what
Anyway.
I was about to say was like with Super Mario 64, right?
Yeah.
That's a very popular speedrunning category and just one of the most popular games of all time. And that doesn't have built-in leaderboards because you obviously can't play it
There's no game.
online.
Yeah.
And all the leaderboards are over on speedrun.com anyways.
Yeah. So you
So,
use that automatically because that's all. That's all there is.
but at the same time, I think where my argument might fall a little bit flat is because Mario 64 isn't a fucking online game and you're not really like
Because they didn't
the
they
game wasn't
ended
intended to
up.
be like,
Yeah.
oh, you're
Exactly.
competing with your friend, right?
Yeah.
So that was gonna be a point I was gonna make, but
Well, no,
then I figured
here's the
out,
thing.
no, that's kind of not a great
Here's
point.
the thing. Your point definitely has value. I think with leaderboards and zombies, I think it's more the case that we had them for so long, and for a lot of the time they were quite interesting to look at. I mean, I remember comparing myself to my friends, and one of the big factors of me wanting to go to the higher rounds was like, right, someone has a round 58 on Origins. I want to beat that because that's my
Mhm.
friend, and I can go to school the next day and be like, haha, I bet you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think with
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
leaderboards, that's the biggest factor, and I think for the general people that play the game, perhaps a lot of people don't go to Zombie World Records, and it's a lot
I
simpler.
you know,
Obviously, again,
you make another good point. You make
again,
another good
again,
point. I think
absolutely, absolutely agree that the Black Ops 2 free leaderboards are completely broken. We know none of them are accurate,
Mhm.
but more in the small realm of the fact, because even if it was the case that you just looked at your friends' leaderboards to compare yourself against them, and then for the serious
Mhm.
leaderboards, you went to Zombie World Records. It's like, again, one of them things. It'd be nice to have it.
Right, like that was gonna be the point I was about to make too, where a lot of the hardcore or harder core zombies
Yeah,
fans, right? Because don't get me wrong, there are hardcore zombies fans out there that don't use the ZWR leaderboards or
yeah,
zombie community or speedrun.com, anything like that. But I definitely think a separate leaderboard from the actual in-game leaderboard is tailored and catered to the more competitive side
Absolutely,
of the
yeah.
community.
You know,
It's
it's
the same thing with every other game, right? Super Mario 64, original Mario Brothers, Ocarina of Time. There's a lot of these popular games out there that they have their dedicated leaderboards on speedrun.com, and it's a very passionate community, just like the Call of Duty Zombies community is a very passionate community. And I think, while leaderboards in game are kind of cool for maybe more in-game casually oriented players, could be kind of cool for them.
yeah.
It's, the separate leaderboards are obviously more catered to more hardcore fans. And I'm not saying that only hardcore fans can use them, no shit, but everyone can use the leaderboards.
Yeah.
What I'm
Jason,
trying to say
Jason,
is
two
it's
seconds.
because it's just catered to
Jason,
that.
I'm looking at the chat right now. It's blowing up. FaZe Rain was watching you.
Hey, let's go.
Let's
Hello.
go. And I'm guessing it's true. There's a few people coming in. So hello, hello everyone. If you're watching from FaZe Rain, this is a Zombies podcast.
Oh,
Welcome.
well, that's pretty cool.
we
That's pretty cool.
we are
Shout
talking.
out to FaZe Rain, and
That's very
yeah,
nice.
hope everyone's having a fantastic day.
Yeah. How's everyone doing in chat? Hello.
Hell yeah, man. Well, yeah, we're mainly Call of Duty Zombies podcast, but first and foremost, we are a gaming podcast. We talk about mainly Call of Duty Zombies and just Call of Duty in general
Yeah.
and the world of Call of Duty. And actually, now that I think about it, speaking of the world of Call of Duty and speaking of FaZe, man, I gotta talk about the Call of Duty League for a second
Go ahead.
because we've got Major 5 happening this weekend, and we
Mhm.
got some crazy shit going on where the number 12 ranked team in Seattle Surge, the worst team this year,
Yeah.
just took out number 1 FaZe and knocked them out of the tournament this weekend, which was a huge moment in the tournament this weekend. Minnesota Rocker out of nowhere just turned it on and made it to the finals. So it's going to be the winner of Toronto Ultra or Optic Chicago playing against Rocker. Crazy stuff this weekend. Crazy stuff
Mm.
this week. We're seeing some of the best Call of Duty we've seen this entire season for the CDL. And what's even better about it is fans are back in attendance for the first time in over
Yeah.
500 days. So that's pretty great.
Well, there you go. Obviously, you're a lot more in the competitive scene. You're a lot more in the competitive scene than I am. I've been trying to get into it recently. I'm just trying to find the time to actually do it. Is, kind of hard. But I'm definitely planning in the next year or so to really getting invested into it.
It's definitely really fun to
I think it's one of them
see
things
these
when,
players play,
yeah,
man.
I
It's
think
really entertaining.
it's one of them things where when you get hooked, it's one of them things where you just can't stop watching. If you get what I mean, and you're
Because
really invested into it as like a side thing to watch.
yeah, man, and especially because of, I think by me going to ZWC and commentating ZWC and just all these other little events here and there, like, Zombies for Charity as well, it gets me even more in that mindset of
Yeah.
competitive Call of Duty. And it gets me more in the mindset of, yeah, Call of Duty competitive multiplayer is great. And so can competitive zombies be great too if
If it was
we
actually, yeah.
buckle down as a community and we really kick some ass. So uh yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun watching some of the storylines and things unfold this weekend for Major 5. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I definitely think Rocker has this one in the bag. They've been playing some of the best Call of Duty I've ever seen them play, and no matter who makes it to the finals, whether it's going to be Toronto Ultra or Optic Chicago, I think Rocker's going to take him down. Rocker's been playing excellent Call of Duty this last weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I know we got some Rocker fans in the chat as well, and I know a few content creator friends of mine are Rocker fans, so I'm sure they're pretty happy. I mean, I'm happy
They're
about it
pretty
too because
happy, yeah.
they're pretty cool.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, man. So the Call of Duty League's popping off right now. Everyone's having a great time. Fans are back, so that's great.
Nice to see things have back in motion again, back to kind of somewhat of a normal, like just normal.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
really great to see.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, dude. Other than that,
I think
the actual champs for Call of Duty, the Call of Duty League is going to be happening in a couple of weeks, starting August 19th. That's going to be the playoffs for the Call of
Mm,
Duty League, and we're going to see who walks away with the big prize at the end and who wins this season. So that'll be great.
that'd be
I'm
exciting
looking
as
forward
well.
to
Yeah.
that. I might even try to go. I don't know. I
Where
might
is
even
it?
try to go. It's in LA, so I might even try to go.
Man, that's not too bad for you, is it? You could just go to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could just go.
Just go.
I might, we'll have to see what happens.
I mean, that's the
uh,
luxury of not living in the UK.
Hey, well, you know what? Back in the CWL days
I
where
know
they
that.
had
Yeah,
like all kinds of international events, there were events in the UK,
a lot more. Yeah,
and now, I mean, realistically, right? The closest thing that you could probably have to a Call of Duty event for the Call of Duty League is London Royal Ravens
yeah.
and like a London Royal Ravens home event, which I don't know if when the next one's going to be, obviously, because all the home series are done. But I mean, there's still events there. It's just unfortunate that there aren't as many in the UK for you.
Yeah, I mean, I get when things go back to even more normal here. I think as far as like gaming, like like competitive events, just normal gaming events as well. I think
Yeah,
I think when we get to that completely back to normal sort of stage, I think we'll get a lot more of that. Like I'm planning, right? I have a list of things that I want to go to, like as far as conventions and gaming stuff goes. I want to go to Minecon
same,
once. Minecon once.
dude. Let's meet up at Minecon.
We can buy armor, we can buy pickaxes, we'll own the place. It'll be great. That's one place. I think it'd be a wholesome place, but at the same time, it depends what audience is there. If it's the wholesome Minecraft community, yeah, sure. But then if it's like the other part, then
Man, you could say that about every
mm,
community. Is the wholesome Call of Duty community gonna show up for the CDL, or
or is
is
it
the toxic Call of Duty community gonna show
are
up
the
for the
ones that
CDL?
don't
You
even
know,
play it and leave comments
or
on
the ones who
tweets?
don't even play and then they leave comments and then they try to be trolls. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Uh, so that's the same thing. It's like Anime Expo, right? Are the really toxic anime fans gonna show up and be like, "Well, you didn't like this, so that means you suck,"
exactly.
or are they not gonna show? I
Yeah.
definitely want to go to future anime expos because I mean it's such a cool atmosphere. Um, I want to go to TwitchCon. That's another con I want to go to personally. Um, but yeah,
Oh yeah,
dude,
no, absolutely, yeah.
cons. I want to go to cons. You got me. You know what? You got me excited for that. Now you brought it up. You've
Yeah.
got me excited for it.
It's because I haven't been to a proper event before, so it's just gonna be fun going in there because it's gonna be it's just a chill, just fun packed day of just doing stuff. Because it's a whole
Yep.
event catered to keeping you entertained around that game or whatever you're kind of going there for.
Yeah.
It
It's
makes
great, man.
it makes me wish that the Black Ops 4 event makes me wish I could have gone to that,
Yeah,
because
dude.
that live looks so cool.
Yeah, that was definitely one event when I watched that going, shit. I wish
I
I
wish
wish I
I
knew
was
about
there.
that before,
I wish I was
you
there.
know.
Hmm.
I mean, is that's really one of the moments where the zombies community really showed up. I mean,
Oh yeah, no,
I mean, not
absolutely.
not even just the zombies community, just the entire Call of Duty community in general really showed up for
Yeah,
Black
no.
Ops 4 and that launch and all that kind of stuff. I
I
mean,
so
it's a bit crazy.
thinking about Black Ops 4, I think about the game and the potential the game had because I think in all seriousness, Black Ops 4 had a lot more in the best way potential than I maybe something like Cold War because Cold War is limited by its time period somewhat. And I know some
Mm,
people like the whole time period thing where it's a bit more in the past. I don't care that much. I just think when it's a bit more modern or semi in the future, you can do a lot more with it. But
mhm.
thinking back to Black Ops 4 and the hype, I think everyone kind of thought, right, this is going to be the game that's all the Black Ops universe combined into one, and that's what they kind of marketed it as. Like, oh yeah, no campaign, no campaign. Going to be multiplayer, zombies, and blackout. The Black Ops universe all coming together for this great multiplayer
Yeah.
experience. And for a lot of it really was there. The game was fun. The game was the multiplayer. I myself personally, I really enjoyed. I thought the multiplayer
Yeah.
was Black Ops 3, but what fans asked for without the exo movement. I mean, because
Yeah, I thought it was fine too.
were you watching a lot of competitive back then?
No, I really wasn't watching a lot of competitive back in Black Ops 4. It was only when uh the CWL got reorganized into the CDL is when I really started to pay attention because
Yeah.
I kept seeing these YouTube videos in my recommended going, the newly revamped Call of Duty League. I was like, what?
What's this?
Newly revamped. I thought competitive Call of Duty was just already a thing. And then they introduced franchises and, it's like, oh shit, they're really trying to make this they're trying to like kind of copy the NFL in a way with like different franchises and things like
Yeah.
that. Not to say that before with the CWL it wasn't already oh yeah, this is Luminosity, this is Cloud9, but like this is really to me because of like the namesake and like the city names.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was like, all right, this is the Cloud9 organization, this is the Phase organization. This is like cities and brands. Minnesota Rocker, like the Minnesota Vikings. That's a football team.
Yeah.
It's like the branding there. So they really, really took
Went
what
in.
I'm calling the NFL approach to this.
Yeah. And Jason, quickly, we have Turbo in the chat. Hello, Turbo. Welcome. Welcome. We all love
What's
Turbo
up,
here.
Turbo?
And you want to know something? This is actually going to help us spiral onto the next conversation. Jason, a few days ago was I guess we can talk about it, but not be too mean because we don't want it to happen again. But a few days ago, it was a dark time for the Division Z YouTube channel, wasn't it?
It was.
It
It
was.
was a bit of a dark time for the channel. We're
back now.
It was definitely unexpected.
It was very scary. Very scary.
It was. It was very scary. And for those of you who don't know, by the way, our YouTube channel was unexpectedly deleted by YouTube.
Yeah.
And they gave us no warning and they gave us no prior information or any kind of indication that it was going to get deleted. And they just did. And we put it out on Twitter, basically saying like, hey, our channel was deleted, and if y'all could help us out and really tag YouTube and really push this out. And so many people showed up for that, and so many people retweeted, liked, tagged YouTube, even tagged one of the staff members at YouTube.
You guys are the reason we got our channel back, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. You guys are the reason.
I don't think we would have got it back if it wasn't for yous. I honestly think we wouldn't have got it back.
Because it was resolved within like 24 hours too.
Yeah, it was done pretty.
We lost the channel. The zombies community showed up in force for the really, and then we submitted the appeal to get the channel back, and then they restored it. So that's why we're even here in the first place. So we just have to extend a huge thank you to everybody in the community who, number one, retweeted and tagged YouTube and really got the word out there to really help our channel come back. And two, just for you guys being awesome fans in the first place.
Absolutely.
Just because, we
wouldn't be doing the podcast if it wasn't for the community and the people in it.
Exactly. We wouldn't be doing this if, without you guys. And it's just nothing but gratitude. I have nothing but gratitude for you guys. And just thank you for watching Division Z over the past year or so. We've been doing this, and we're 57 episodes into this strong, and it's clear that you guys enjoy the podcast.
Absolutely,
and you guys like what's going on, and we're glad to be able to provide that kind of entertainment, and we're glad to be able to be a part of this community as a podcast, and maybe not just a podcast. That's the future to be seen. But
exactly.
It's just really. Just thank you. It's just really what I'm trying to say. It might sound like I'm rambling on and on, but
I don't think you're rambling on at all. It's just
you guys know me. I tend to repeat myself a lot when I'm really thankful for something.
It's not even that. It's just we very much appreciate that everyone actually really helped us out there, because it could have been the scenario where we didn't get in contact with YouTube, they didn't do anything about it. We might not even have our channel because with things like this, it can get very awkward when if they delete one thing, can we do it again? Why did it get deleted? Should we be worried about our own channels? Because that was our fault as well. Because this is obviously a new channel that we have. It's I think around 60 subscribers. A big deal to us because that's like 60 people that have chose to subscribe, which is very important to us. But then
And
if
for
it
those
happened,
of you watching on my end, on my Twitch channel, if you guys are confused, yeah, we do have our own
YouTube channel.
Division Z YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You can use the command in my chat !DZ YouTube, and that'll pull up the link to the YouTube channel. So for those of you who are
Yeah.
maybe a little bit confused, oh, why are they talking about YouTube but Jason's streaming on Twitch? That's why.
That's why. That's why. But it's definitely just the case that we were very much, oh my god, what's happened? We were panicking. We were very upset about it. But then you guys came through, helped us out, and nothing but appreciation for you all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's why the zombies community is a very supportive place.
Mm.
And it's a very close knit community where everyone knows each other, everyone's got each other's back, and it's great. I love it. And you guys are awesome. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you for helping us out
Yeah.
in our endeavor to get that back.
The best community. The
Um,
best community.
the best
Absolutely.
community out there.
Mm.
But yeah, man, it's definitely kind of crazy that number one, I'm just gonna touch on this a little bit, but I think it's just really crazy how YouTube can just straight up delete a channel
Yeah, because
with
here's
with
the
no
thing.
prior warning and without even having the channel breaking any guidelines.
Here's the thing, right? With YouTube, as much as I love the platform, so much great content here for free as well. All you have to do is watch an ad. Very good, and people are making careers with this. It's a
Right.
great career to go down if you have
Yeah.
the audience and you can provide the content that the
Right.
people are wanting. But then it's the
Yeah.
case where since YouTube have it literally in their policy, and this is the one thing that I think YouTube kind of needs to get right. I think a lot of what YouTube does is okay, like for the most part okay, but the big thing
Mhm.
is supporting the creators that are on the platform. Now, obviously, we get people that break the
Definitely.
actual rules. We're not gonna go through them because we say words like this. It'll bring them back here, and then what's going on here, right? But things that go against YouTube's terms and services, obviously, that
Mm.
people just not being very nice to each other, things like that.
Right.
That should be the people that they're trying to, you know, actually breaking the rules. But then you got a channel like here.
Right.
The funny thing is as well is that we are podcasts about a third game mode in COD, right? Nothing really gets said here that can offend anyone. We have our opinions, sure, but
No,
we're
yeah.
not doing stuff that would highlight our channel to be marked as like right, get them off YouTube right
Yeah.
now. That's the thing, and we're only
Yeah.
a few episodes in on this channel as well. Because we thought, oh, could it have been the intro? Did we play music by accident? Did we talk about a sensitive topic? And no, we didn't. It's just,
No, like
and the thing is as well,
it's just weird.
the thing is what you gotta love as well is they actually didn't give us a reason for why the channel was taken
Yeah.
down. We got it resolved, which
Yeah.
we're very thankful for. We're thankful for it that someone took the time to actually look at it, but there wasn't
Right.
a reason. Like even if it was like, oh, it's a glitch, because
Right.
that
And the
happened.
thing is too, you got people in my chat saying, did they give a reason even after the
No,
unban? No.
no, they just
No,
left it.
because they reserve the right not to. That's the the terms of service, the thing that everybody clicks, yeah, sure, I agree, and then they get on with their lives, right?
Yeah.
They reserve the right to do that because you agreed to the terms of service of their website,
Now,
and they can do that.
here's the thing as well, right? You ever buy something, you look at the receipt, and you expect you could return it, but actually at the bottom of the
Mm.
receipt it says, "Oh, you can return this or you can exchange this. Only exchanges. You can't return it." Like like in the little
Right.
writing at the bottom, like, "Oh, you actually can't return this." What YouTube actually does
Right,
is
right.
it has this actually in their policy, and it's we can ban anyone for any reason at any time,
Right.
and we reserve the right to do that. And if you're writing that in your terms and service, I guess that is absolutely fine because it's your company. But at the same time, the
Mm.
people that are bringing you money in, the content creators that are making it so that you can do what you do, get punished
Uh-huh.
for it. And that's
It's definitely a big problem,
it's
I would say,
yeah,
because that I mean, I'm definitely not gonna get super deep into it, right? But because it's like, oh, they can just ban anybody for any reason,
yeah,
that's kind of it's kind of a scary thought for people who want to express themselves on this platform in their own particular ways. It doesn't have to be gaming, it can be cooking, it could be whatever kind of content they make, right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely all I'm gonna say is a very scary thought
Yeah,
that
no, exactly.
that they have to state that, and they have to like they're making it abundantly clear, like, oh yeah, by the way, we need to make sure we still have power over you.
Yeah.
What
What
it's is basically what it's saying.
Yeah,
But
when it comes
I'm
down
gonna
to
leave
it,
it at that.
I'll say one final thought and we'll move back to zombies. When it comes down to it, I think their main purpose of having we can ban anyone at any time for whatever reason is just to completely save themselves from any hassle at all.
Right.
Because
Right.
something happens by accident and a bunch of people get banned for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason, and people are like, oh, this is my livelihood. I can sue. You could just be like, well, no, you can't.
They can't.
You can't sue us
They
because
can't.
it's actually on our terms and service. And that is the big thing with YouTube. If anyone at YouTube watches, obviously, some big guy from YouTube in a business suit looks at this and be like, whatever, But
Yeah, if there's a guy from YouTube watching this, I hope that you are able to look at this objectively, this conversation that we're having, and not be offended by it. Like
yeah, because
straight up, I'm gonna be that is my unfiltered thought.
yeah,
Like I hope that if someone from YouTube stumbles across this, I hope you can look at this conversation objectively and not take it personally, because we are creators on this platform that want to see this platform do good, and we know that there's potential here for everybody on the platform, not just the big guys. Everyone, the little guy is also can be just as big as the big guy.
yeah,
And we know that there's potential on this platform. So this is a very objective conversation.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it wouldn't be a normal setting where, let's say, you work in retail, some way, shape, or form, right? You can't just get fired. And essentially, if you delete someone's channel, that's what you're doing. You're firing them because they can't get their
Yeah.
income if they have a main income stream. So essentially, what you're doing is pretend. Let's be YouTube is the manager. We were, I don't know, the employee. We're doing
Right.
our own thing, following the rules, and then they're like, "You're fired for no reason," and that's it.
Yep. Yep.
That
Yep.
that is the problem. That there's not too much.
Yeah.
As great as YouTube is,
And and you can definitely go down the rabbit hole. Like you can definitely go down the rabbit hole of examples where that is very inconsistent, but that's going to be a conversation for another day.
absolutely, yeah.
Um, looking at my chat right here, if YouTube banned me for no reason, I wouldn't hold back. They'd hear it from me. Well, there you go, revived. There you go, man. Sir Spoop says, "Do you reckon the YouTube guys in business suits enjoy some nice Marauder Toten after a busy day?" Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure some of them are zombies fans.
Our
I'm sure some of
gamers.
them enjoy Marauder Toten.
Mm.
Pro
Pro
gamers.
gamers, yeah.
I don't know.
They play Candy Crush on their phone.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Susan Wojcicki goes and plays Marauder Toten after a long day at the office. Who knows, guys? Who knows?
No, they play COD
Um.
Mobile Zombies.
Oh, right. They
Yeah,
play
they
COD
play
Mobile
COD Mobile
Zombies.
Zombies, yeah. But
uh, but you know what, man? Speaking of Marauder Toten, it's honestly kind of crazy
it kind of is
how
it
Marauder
came and
it's
went.
the Marauder Toten hype is going down a little bit. It's definitely going down. But to me, it's amazing how even after the hype of Marauder Toten has gone away, I still think it's a phenomenal map.
Absolutely. Marauder Toten is a great
You know,
map, and you can tell that the long time it took for them to produce the map. They definitely put the work
yeah,
in for the map, and that's why it's had a slightly longer lifespan, I would say, than Firebase Z or the
yeah.
Machine.
Because I don't know about you, man. I was just about to bring that up exactly. Where it's like I like D Machina and I like Firebase Z. I don't think they're like super duper spectacular, 10 out of 10 maps or anything. But
Yeah.
I definitely, some of that first day high definitely wore down for a map, especially like Firebase Z. I was like, yeah, Firebase Z is good.
Oh yeah,
Like this is
no,
a good
absolutely.
map.
Yeah.
It's very solid. But it's not like how I felt at the like first week where it was just like, whoa, this is a really interesting map. I'm just like, okay, now it's good. Like it's all right.
Yeah.
But for
I
me personally, Marauder Toten, even after that first week hype has gone down, I'm still really enjoying it
mm,
because I just think it's a really good map, and I'm
absolutely, yeah.
glad that I'm able to experience this in Cold War. It feels like I'm playing a Black Ops 3 map again
Absolutely, yeah.
with, Dreisendrach, Zetsubo, Revelations. It's like it feels like that. It
Yeah.
feels like that again. to me
No,
personally.
absolutely. I think Marauder Toten. Here's how I describe it: The Machine is a great map for high rounds. Firebase Sea is a great map to do the Easter egg on. Marauder Toten is in the middle
Good
and
for both.
does really good high rounds, and the Easter egg is also very fun as well. I think it
Yeah,
meets it in the middle, and I think that is where Marauder Toten shines. Obviously, the Machine's
I
Easter
agree.
egg is not bad, not bad at all. But obviously, I think we can
Mhm.
all agree that it's not too much of a hassle to actually do it. There's not really much challenge. You just make the wonder weapons, and that's it.
Yeah, and like the quests, like there are quests on that map that make it very interesting, but they're not like overly complicated or convoluted
No, no,
steps and quests like the other games, and of course that's by design. But
yeah,
I think that also adds to a little bit more replayability. And just like my chat is saying right now, yeah, the wonder weapon is very satisfying to use. We've talked about that many times. But yeah, dude, Mauer Toten still a fantastic map to me. Um,
good map.
Also, did you see the speaking of Mauer Toten and Cold War? Did you see the season 4 outro cinematic?
I did actually, yes.
Yeah, just a random duffel bag in the middle of Verdansk, and that's about it.
That's about
I'm
it.
really I don't want to say I'm disappointed in the outro cinematic for season 4 because I know it's important, right?
Yeah,
But I feel like they could have included that in the intro to
intro.
season 5.
Do you think
You
they're just
know?
like, right, let's just quickly snippet this from the actual intro, and then
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking as well. You know, cutscenes and things like this with the story evolving is
Mhm.
making me very curious what they're gonna do with Vanguard.
I don't know, man, because I know a lot of people are talking about, oh, Vanguard will be a prequel to the Dark Ether storyline, and then I forgot who I was talking to. Actually, was it Alex that we were talking to? I forgot who we were talking to, but
Maybe it was, yeah,
it was talking about Dr. Vogel being in the prequel, and he's a pivotal character in World War II Vanguard, and it's the prequel to the Dark Ether storyline, and that could be very interesting where
yeah.
we get to have Dr. Vogel and even Valentina fleshed out a little bit more past the intel.
But here's the thing though, with Vanguard and with Warzone, do we think that Warzone is going to go completely like? Obviously, it can't go completely into the past because it's already established that it's in current day pretty much. And with things like Cold
Yeah.
War, it just kind of adds in the weapons. But do you
Mhm.
think with Vanguard, since it's so much further in the past than Cold War, do we think it's going to affect the story at all? It's
It'll
weird.
affect the story. It'll affect the story, but make a new map.
Do you think that's the
I'm
easiest
just gonna
way?
I'm just gonna straight up say it. Make a new map
Matt, that's the
because
easiest way to do it.
I yeah, I because here's the thing, Verdansk is a decent map.
It's
It's
good.
not terrible,
Yeah, it's fine.
but I think a lot of people if you were to ask any Warzone player right now, do you want a new map? I
To
guarantee
say
you
yes.
99.9% of them would say yes
It'd
because
breathe new life into
it's
the
the
game.
same map,
Yeah.
right? It's the same map over and over again, which again, that's the whole point. It's Battle Royale. Fortnite has similar maps and things like that. But the thing is, that's different from Fortnite and Warzone is, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't play a lot of Fortnite. Fortnite constantly updated their
Yeah.
locations.
Yep. Each season,
Warzone really doesn't.
with each season, they change something, whether they're moving stuff about, adding a new location, and it'd even be the case
Right.
where live events would happen where the locations would change right there and then.
Hmm.
And with Fortnite, I think COD's biggest weakness right now, it has zero competition. Battlefield isn't out, obviously. Halo's still not out. It has the beta.
Dude,
But when
I gotta interrupt you real quick,
Go
dude.
ahead.
Halo Infinite looks
It
awesome.
does, doesn't it?
I, 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 as someone who even before Call of Duty, I played a shitload of Halo Reach and Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. That's like super nostalgic for me, and I wanna play Halo Infinite now. After
Yeah.
seeing people like Noah J play it, I'm gonna jump in and play it
It
for
looks
sure.
good, doesn't it? Yeah. But
Yeah.
this is good for Halo and COD because competition is very good
Yes.
for games because then they have to
Agreed.
actually try. And what I love about Halo as well,
Yeah.
going off topic, is I love how with battle pass systems in all the games, no developers thought of, oh wait, they've already bought this. Let's just make it so they can unlock the battle pass whenever they want. So if you buy a
Mhm.
battle pass in Halo and then it expires, you can still complete it. you're not gonna lose the
That's
items,
great.
and
Yeah, that's so great.
because you're paying for the content, you might as well get it. You know, like it makes perfect sense.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I
And
mean,
these are the type of moves. These are the type of moves that are
yeah,
gonna make a game like Halo really, really good because they're caring more
stand
about
out.
the consumer. They're showing that, look, we're not gonna take it away from you because that's quite silly. It's quite stupid. Why would we do that? You've already paid for it.
Mm.
And I think what's gonna happen is COD's gonna look at this and be like, right, we have to step up a little.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a interesting dynamic in the
Yeah,
gaming world where when you have a game that's very similar in style to a game like Call of Duty, right? Any kind of first person shooter. For example, I'll say Splitgate right now is definitely
yeah,
a big first person shooter. And I think what's interesting about this kind of area of the gaming community is because it's similar to Call of Duty in the fact that it's a first person shooter and it's different and there's different mechanics in Splitgate than Call of Duty, more people are going to flock to that game very quickly.
yeah.
Very quickly in a very short period of time, which is why again, a game like last year, Fall Guys was huge for like a week because
Absolutely, yeah,
it was a different battle royale styled game
yeah.
and a lot of people really flock to that.
And
So
then,
Splitgate being a very unique idea,
oh, absolutely, yeah.
people are gonna flock to that really quickly. But then there's just something that happens. I don't know what it is. There's just something that happens that that game falls off a fucking cliff after a month, and then
I,
Call of Duty
I,
is back on
I could,
top.
Fall Guys, Among Us killed it.
Well, okay, that's different. Among Us and Fall Guys, I mean,
Among Us,
they blew up almost at the same time, and Among Us just came out on top.
yeah.
But I'm talking about like other
In
games like
general, yeah,
Valorant, right?
yeah.
Like
COD
Valorant is
still,
still a big game,
yeah.
right? But I just don't think there's as much hype around Valorant that there was like maybe a couple months ago.
Well, the thing with Valorant is their
That's
marketing
just what
tactics are
I'm
very
experiencing
interesting
personally. Let me
because,
know if I'm wrong.
yeah, with Valorant, the marketing tactics was very interesting because you had to actually watch streamers to be able to get into the game. You had to get the codes from watching streams
I
early
forgot
on.
about that. That's right.
Yeah, so it was very, very interesting. And like even games like Apex Legends, where Apex Legends has a massive following now, I have to say. But
Mhm.
even like a lot of the COD community, I feel like they tried it and then they went straight back to like Warzone, or at the time that's been Black Ops 4 out. Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah. So they went straight back to, the like Warzone or Blackout or whatever. The hype
right.
falls off of these games that are really good. And I think it's just the case that people grew up playing COD and that's where their hearts are at. So it's a shame when the games turn out not to be as good as they can be.
Yeah, I mean, to me personally, just because there's so many things happening right now around the gaming world, I think later this week I'm gonna stream some Splitgate
Go,
because
yeah,
I
go
want to
for
see
it.
what the hype is about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I want to see. I mean, even people in my chat right now, yeah, Splitgate is awesome. Like I want to check it out because it's essentially, if I'm not mistaken, it's like Call of Duty with portal guns.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. A
So
unique
that sounds kind of
a
interesting to
unique
me.
gimmick that changes this game from any other game. It's interesting. It's
Yeah.
good. They need to. I think games need to do this more, where they can't be copy and paste. Because what was it? Tom Clancy, the first person shooter game that they made. They're releasing. What was it?
Oh yeah,
Now that to me
I forgot the name of it.
personally, that to me looks like the most generic shooter ever. I'm sure they worked really hard on it, and I
Yeah.
think when it comes out, it'll be fine. But it looks like Rainbow Six meets Apex Legends with that whole
Mm.
hero, but the whole hero category, or
See,
Valorant.
that's the thing. I totally forgot about that until you even mentioned it.
But you get what I mean, though, right? It doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look
Yeah.
like it's gonna be CS:GO or Apex Legends
Yeah.
or anything like that,
I mean, it might even be a Splitgate situation, right?
where
Where
it
if
just
I'm not
dies off.
mistaken, Splitgate well, like Splitgate was uh it's been out for a year or two, I think, right?
Hmm.
Chat, help me out here. It's been out for like maybe 2 or 3 years, I think, and now it's like super big for some reason, right?
Hmm.
So maybe it'll have the same fate where people are
Eventually,
just
yeah.
not like tired of COD or something, and then people eventually catch on. I really don't know.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, I could see that happening too. I could
Yeah.
see that happening too.
Definitely,
Only
yeah.
4 people made the game, according to my chat as well. Splitgate.
Oh,
So
well, there you go. Props for that.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the chat is giving me a reason why Splitgate is blowing up right now. It just came to console 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Is it free to play?
It's free to play.
Is it crossplay?
I don't know if it's crossplay, but that would make sense then. That would definitely make sense then.
Yeah.
Because that's basically essentially what happened to Fall Guys too. Fall Guys had just released for the most part on console, I think,
Yeah.
right? Or something similar to that. Like it was a fairly new game,
Do you want to know something
and
weird?
yeah.
You can get
What's what?
it came out a few months ago, but I think quite kind of under the radar. You can get Among Us on Xbox and PlayStation now.
That's right.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
I mean, I already have it on PC,
So you're
so
not gonna,
whatever to
yeah.
me.
You get more frames per
Um,
second.
let's go.
Let's go. And Among
Uh,
Us.
go, dude. I want 200 frames
I want
on Among
8K.
Us.
I want 8K so I can see
I want
the
8K on
imposters.
Among Us. I want to
God
see
damn it.
you be sus in 8K.
I can see you.
Um, shit.
God damn
My
it.
chat is saying Splitgate is crossplay. So man,
I mean,
dude,
that'll do good.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
I'll probably download that later tonight.
But yeah, definitely gonna try that out. Dude, we gotta run into some games. Even people in my chat are
Yeah.
saying, yeah, dude, let's run some games. Let's
Yeah,
run some
absolutely.
games.
Let's do
I
it.
agree. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very interesting time in the gaming world just because of how things I would say are kind of changing a little bit, but at the
Yeah.
same time they're staying the same. And I guess what I mean by that is Call of Duty is kind of staying the same, where all these other games are trying to change and trying to be different. And that's what I think is very interesting. That I think Call of Duty, and I know people say this every year and then it never happens, right? But I genuinely think this could be a year where a different game could take the throne.
Yeah.
I think it can happen. It can. I'm not saying it will, but it can
Yeah, absolutely.
because of just the state of Call of Duty at the moment. And a lot of people are hopping on the Battlefield 2042 hype train, the Halo Infinite hype train. A lot of people are really enjoying Splitgate right now, which again, we'll see if that's a fad or if it actually is long term. But I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. I think it's more so this year and this gaming cycle than any is going to be a huge determiner of where the games are, or where just games are going to go in general. I
Yeah,
think
exactly. Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, this was definitely a different episode of the podcast.
I mean, yeah,
I would say.
what happened? We talked about COD Mobile, we talked about Nightmares,
Talk
Phase Rain
Mobile,
looked at
talk
our
about
chat for 2
Nightmare.
seconds. I'm pretty sure it did. By the way,
Phase Rain.
I'm pretty sure what happened was you know them videos where you view people and then they're like, oh, if you win this, I'll give you like £100 or $100. You know, when big streamers will go to little streamers and watch their streams and be like, hey, if you do this, I'll give you money, sort of thing, right? In game.
Okay.
It's the fact I'm reading the chat. I'm reading the chat, and I think they're saying you blew it, right? That's what they're saying to me. You blew it, but I think it's because we're not playing games. We're not playing we're not actually in a game of like COD. I think
I'm gonna go look back at that. I'm very curious to see what actually happened.
so. Essentially, I went to Twitch as well. So I think he's looking at people, right? Like he watches. What he does is, you know, you go and spectate someone, and if they win, you know, I'm gonna give you $1,000 if you win this, sort of thing, like that. You get what I mean now?
So okay. So FaZe Rain thought we were playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And
he jumped in real quick and then left
oh,
because
okay, because it's a podcast. Okay, all
yeah,
right.
you get it now.
I
Yeah,
get it now.
yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, hey, you know what? I guess it happens, right? I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean,
I guess it happens sometimes.
there you go.
But hey, you never know. Maybe he'll pop into one of our individual chats at some point. You never know.
Who knows?
But I like I said, I guess things happen.
Exactly.
Ah, shit. Well, that's pretty funny. Anyways, guys, yeah, so we did talk about some interesting things today. Nightmare is a good custom zombies map. COD Mobile Zombies doesn't look so great.
Nothing's changed.
We got our channel. We got our channel back. We talked about Splitgate. We talked about the future of video games as a whole. I guess you could say we touched on that a little bit. And then we talked about some other things too, which I thought this was a good episode of the podcast.
Absolutely. Like always.
Talked about some good stuff. As always, man. It's always a great time.
Yeah. So a good time.
But now I ask you guys watching, what was your favorite part of episode 57 of the Division Z podcast? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Do you have any other closing thoughts before we end this episode, man?
Make COD Mobile a normal COD game. Give it normal mechanics. Use any other engine. Use the World at War engine. It'll be better. People will enjoy it.
I can get behind this. I can get behind that movement. I agree wholeheartedly
Absolutely.
that
Do
it
that.
deserves to be its own fully fleshed out game. I agree.